Farming Sim 25 has been out for a little while now, and not only has it been out, but there have been lots of mods that have come to enhance your gameplay. In today's video, I want to look through the animal system and new mods that have come out to make that animal system better, and to give you guys the best starting farm possible if you want to concentrate on different animal produce, from sheep and goats to cows and pigs. I'm not going to be covering horses because I still don't think they're really viable in the game. We will go through and show you the best sheds and cow pens that you've got, some really good farming equipment, and the crops you're going to need in order to get things like pig food and things like that. I'm also going to show you some mods for fermenting and TMR mixing, as well as also making your own pig food so you don't have to buy it. So without further ado, let's jump in and see which equipment you're going to need and get this farm set up and started well. One of the first mods you're going to need to add to this is going to be the Excess Animals Sold mod. Now, this mod came out last week as of recording this video, and it basically does what the Enhanced Animal System in 22 did, which is allow your animals to be automatically sold. This is going to be really useful because it means you're not going to have to constantly micromanage your farm. You can just max out the amount of animals you've got in the pen and let them be sold automatically when they reproduce. It can give you a really nice income boost and allows you again to just not have to worry about it. Get that one installed before you start the game, and I'll go through the different mods and things when we go into the gameplay to show you how we're going to do it. It is important to note as we get into this that the order in which you do this isn't really all that important, and you don't need to do it all in one go. I use the financing mod, and I also use the enhanced loan system if you want a more realistic playthrough. This is just all the equipment you're going to need for the best farm. With that in mind, we're going to go straight into the Crone Special Edition Big M. Again, another new mod that came out this week that takes the Crone Big M and makes it much more useful and much more versatile. What it allows you to do is you can have a PTO on the back, which allows you to use a forage wagon, the baler, etc. So you can do all of your grass work that you will need for running your cows and your sheep. This is going to be incredibly useful to you, especially since you can mow at 35 kilometers per hour with a rather impressive 10-meter width. Whether you want to stick the massive 900 horsepower engine in, that's completely up to you. The extra power is going to be needed for when you're running forage wagons and stuff like that, though, so do bear that in mind. So you're going to want to start with the Big M. You could use the Pottinger Nova or any of the other mowers that have a swathing, but this will save you the most time, in my opinion. And at £379,500 for those two additions, I would say is very, very much worth it. As stated, one of the other things you can then do is use your forage wagon in conjunction with your Big M. The one that we're going to use for this playthrough, and the one that I would advise using purely for the cost and the capacity, is the Lizard Colossus, the Titan Super Collect 533 Unrealistic. This allows you to go at a fairly blistering 161 kilometers per hour and holds anywhere up to 5 million liters of capacity, which on a map like Nadathol is going to be really, really handy. Now, obviously with this, you can customize it in any way you want. You can add beacons, you can add the brands, you can have a cover on it, you can change the capacity and the working width as well, which is really nice. So this is going to be really useful for just collecting as you go. You can mow and collect in the same instance and get it done and out the way and save you a lot of time in doing so. I also quite like the way it looks as well, and if you want to, because of all the color settings, you can actually match it to how you've decorated your Crone Big M as well. The next thing you're going to need to be looking at is a fertilizer spreader. Now, you can roll grass for free, but since we're doing all animals, and there are mods which we're going to be having on here as well for making your own fertilizer, as well as your own herbicide, etc., you're going to want the fertilizer spreader for crops to feed to the chickens and the pigs. So I would probably recommend the Colossus FLM 726 Unrealistic, which came with a recent Colossus update. This holds up to 100,000 litres capacity of either fertilizer or lime and has a 42-meter working width. It also allows you to go 78 kilometers per hour when driving around. This is a really good value mod and is going to allow you to get a lot done very, very quickly. Now, this is for a very unrealistic playthrough. You could also probably go with the Brendel K105 or the upgraded modded version as well. which has around 14 to 18,000 litres capacity, but only works at around 10 to 12 kilometers per hour. Both are really good options. I've always used the Brendel, but since the Colossus come out, for the best and most efficient working, you're going to want the Colossus FLM 726 for this job. Next, for transporting all of your goodness, you're going to be looking at the Volvo FH16 tanker. This thing can hold up to 22,000 litres of your chosen liquid, including liquid fertilizer and herbicide. This is going to allow you to take it to the produce or to take it to the sell point quickly and easily, and honestly it looks really good as well, which is always nice. It is a bit pricey at £285,200 when you've got the big engine in it and the sleeper, so do bear that in mind. The cost is quite hefty, but honestly I just like it. I think it adds a really nice authentic feel to the farm, and I look forward to bigger ones being brought out at a later date. Another piece of equipment you are going to need on your farm for both manure and also collecting all your crops is going to be a trailer. I highly recommend the Titan trailer, which holds up to 5 million litres of capacity for only £20,000. It is a tandem, which makes it a lot easier to move as well, and you can also make a daisy chain with them because they have a connector on the back. This is honestly a fantastic value trailer and is going to be incredibly useful on an animal farm like this one. The first animals I'm going to put down on this farm are going to be chickens, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the chicken coop mod to put down a chicken pen and a manure pit for that chicken pen. And not only that, it's only £6,000 more than the base game largest chicken coop, but it holds 1,500 chickens. This is going to give me a lot of egg production as well as also a huge amount of manure production as well. So we're going to take it and we're going to put it down this way, like so. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to productions, and I believe it is here. Now this is an extra £45,000. I do own both pieces of land, so we can just put that there like so. Then we are making manure, and we are also making eggs and things for that. And we've just got to fill the chickens up. And remember, we have the sell excess animals mod, which means if we do that, we are going to be making a lot of money from sold chickens as well. The next thing that you're going to look at is sheep. And for that, I've added the sheep barn L-shape mod. This allows you to hold at base 250 sheep, but you can customize the pen as you see fit if you've got a bit of a larger field going on. This means that you can hold a lot of sheep and it's easy to get to, and it honestly looks quite nice. Not only that, it is exactly the same amount of money as the largest base game sheep barn, which only holds 68 sheep. This makes it the obvious choice. The next item on our list is the cow barn. Now I've opted for the cow barn XL, which again comes with 250 cows at base. You can also customize the pen, which will give you more cows that you can work on. It comes with a slurry pit based in, and you can add a manure pit next to it as well. This is really helpful, really useful, and really cheap, considering that the base game is £722,500 for a feeding robot or £518,500 without, and only holds 96 cows respectively. This Cow Barn XL mod is fantastic. It's one that I've already covered and will be really helpful for you on the farm at only £150,000. Lastly, the pig shed. I've gone with the hog confinement mod because it gives you 1,200 pigs for just £82,000. In comparison, the base game Pigsty Large only holds 275 pigs, but costs £164,000. Once you've got these pig pens and the chicken pen and the cow pen and the sheep pen down, you can then start working on getting the maximum amount of efficiency for your animals. And we're going to do that with a few extra mods to make the equipment a little bit easier to use. The first item is going to be for those pigs. It is the compound feed for pigs. It's from the feed mixing plant mods, and basically it will take your corn, your canola, your wheat and your potatoes to make pig food. So you simply harvest those out, put them in the machine, and then you can take that pig food out and give it to your pigs, which means that you're producing your own, you're not having to buy it all the time, and any excess you can get, you can either store or sell for a fair amount of money back as well. For your cows, you're going to use the mixer and fermentation mod. This gives you a TMR mixer, a grass dryer, and a grass fermenter at the total of just over £100,000. This is going to allow you to just harvest your grass without having to worry about tether it or anything. Bung it in the machine, set them to distribute because they come up as productions, and then collect it from the mixer to take to your cows as TMR. Makes it quick, easy, and no fuss at all. You don't have to worry about wrapping bales, you don't have to worry about baling whatsoever. You can just take your Crone Special Edition Big M with the forage wagon on the back, collect it all up, and bung it into those silos. Now, if you are looking to store extra, you are going to need a silo as well, and for that you're going to want the multi-fruit silo here, which again is only £30,000, and it will take all of your goods which you ever need, and it has an 8 million capacity level, which is really, really good. The last thing you're going to need for your animals, for both your pigs and your cows, is a manure pit. This will allow your animals, once you give them straw, to produce manure which you can then use for either a biogas plant or fertilizing your crops. You do need to make sure that the manure pit is posted close enough, and if you want to check whether it's working or not, you simply fast travel to where the manure pit is, and it should tell you whether it is connected in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. As long as it says it's connected to the pen you want it to be, it will start collecting manure as soon as you give your cows some straw and food, and the same with pigs. So there you have it, guys. Those are a few of the best mods out there for animals right now, and if you choose to set them all up at the same time with loans or finance, or whether you just choose to buy the equipment as you go along and start with one animal and move on, this will be the best farm setup you can get with the maximum amount of animals and least amount of work. The fermenter mod is fantastic and is incredibly quick, I will say. It goes for around 50,000 litres of your grass and hay in about a day's period on a 4-day month, and it will produce a lot. If you've got 1,200 pigs, 300, 400 cows, 300 or 400 sheep, and 1,200 chickens, you are going to be rolling in money and animal produce before you can blink. Not only that, the other crops that you're going to be using, like your corn and your potatoes to be able to make the pig food, are going to make you a lot of money and allow you to expand your farm into arable as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in those comments down below what you think, and I will see you all next time. Ciao, ciao. Thank you.